We're here in India today, in Rajasthan, at the Ranthambore Fort in Ranthambore National Park. This majestic old fort with high walls and gates sits atop a 700-foot hill. Inside the walls are temples and shrines, and today we saw everything. We saw the 7 gates of Ranthambore. Hey, this was a fort believed to be, at the time, impenetrable. We saw the famous Bhattiskamba 32 Pillars Temple. It is a must-see architectural gem. Here's the shrine to the monkey god Hanuman. In Hindu mythology, he is the commander of a vast monkey army. And here is his monkey army. These soldiers are everywhere. We saw the Trinetra Lord Ganesh temple, where I got a chance to announce my presence. We saw the Jain temple of the 5th Tirthankara, the old Muslim graves, along with the Dargah Qazi Pir Janab Muslim tomb. For a time, the fort was occupied by Muslim rulers. And of course, the big Hamir Palace, now in ruins, with some amazing views from the top of the palace. We explored the fort from one end to the other, meeting some wonderful, fun people.
She's looking at me like, oh my God, who is this? Ta-ta, bye-bye.
Here is our guide today, Artishan, to tell you a bit more.
My name is Jagdish Singh, and I am got opportunity to guide you today in the fort, which was built in the 5th century by Maharaja Jayant, and it is very precious and historical fort, and very famous fort in India. Government banned the...
There are 7 gates here at Ranthambore: Navlaki, Hathia, Ganesh, Andheri, Delhi, Satpol, and Siraj. There are many, many steps to reach the top of the fort, and it felt like we walked every one of them.
This is pretty wonderful.
Along the way, there were monkeys and more monkeys. Here's my personal favorite of all the gates. My guide nicknamed it the Gate of Darkness. This is the Lord Ganesh Gate.
Yeah.
And part of this gate is attached to solid rock.
The Ganesh is God.
Yes.
By the way, the word pole means big gate.
Big gate.
Big gate, got it.
So the Ganesh gate,
Ganesh gate.
big gate of
Yeah.
Ganesh.
This is the famous Bhattiskamba Shatri, or 32 Pillars Temple. This is a 3-storied building topped by a huge central dome surrounded by 8 smaller ones. The domes rest on a roof that is supported by 32 pillars. This is the fountain just outside the 32 Pillars Temple. The Bhattiskamba is the place where a king, King Hamir, held court. And that's King Hamir's palace out in the far distance. We'll be visiting there in a moment. We're walking over now to the shrine of the monkey god Hanuman. And here is the monkey god Hanuman. They keep his shrine inside of a cage, ironically, so that the monkeys won't get to him.
Oh
Look at them battling it out here on the way to the Lord Ganesh temple.
And in Ranthambore, the howdy monkey.
The howdy mody monkeys.
No, they're so polite. I fed and he put his hand out to my hand. Very polite.
Even
I don't like the red ones.
they are so aggressive.
They are.
Yes, so aggressive.
These are very.
They are very
The Lord Ganesh temple dates all the way back to 1299. There is a wonderful legend about how this temple got built. During a war fought between King Hamir and a rival Khalji inside of Ranthambore Fort, King Hamir, an ardent devotee of Lord Ganesh, continued to offer his prayers to Ganesh even during the battles. One evening, Lord Ganesh appeared in King Hamir's dreams and told him that he would be free of all of his troubles by the morning. In the morning, surprisingly, a symbol of Lord Ganesh appeared on one of the walls of the fort. What happened next was even more surprising. The war ended suddenly on its own. Thus, a temple dedicated to Lord Ganesh. Temple for dear life. Today, the temple receives thousands of letters addressed simply to Ganesh from Hindus all over the world. They contain prayers and even wedding invitations. We're heading over now to a Jain temple.
It's like the biggest congregation I've ever seen. Biggest monkey.
This is the Jain temple of the 5th Tirthankara inside of the fort, and it attracts Jain worshippers from around the world. We're strolling over now to see the old Muslim tombs and stopping for a moment to see this
beautiful.
lake.
Is that another temple?
These graves, the Muslim people, they got the natural death or the during the warfare. They buried here, so it is the graves.
Got it. This is the Dargah Qazi Pir Janab, a Muslim tomb, and it's occupied. There's somebody in there sweeping. We're heading over now to the Hamir Palace, the palace of the aforementioned King Hamir. The palace, now in ruins, was the home of King Hamir, the last ruler of the Chauhan dynasty. It is possibly the oldest surviving palace in India. The palace is a single-storied structure, with the exception of an eastern wing, which has 3 stories. The palace contains numerous chambers, all connected by small doors. As we are walking around, give you a little of the backstory. Ranthambore Fort lies within Ranthambore National Park. The national park, filled with tigers, was the former hunting ground of the Maharajahs. It's near the city of Sawai Madhopur in Rajasthan. The exact age of the Ranthambore Fort is in dispute. Some scholars say started in the 9th century. Our guide Artesian felt started in the 5th century.
Some.
The views are terrific from up here. That's the national park out in the distance. My wife and I love India, and we loved exploring this fort and meeting some of the great people here.
Ta-ta! Ta-ta! She's looking at me like, oh my God, who is this? Ta-ta! Bye-bye!
देखो सर जी ये 3 बॉल जा रही है 2 हो गई हो गई 3 एक गहरी
बस हो गया? Okay, finish. It is
Bravo!
fun for me.
Bravo! Namaste!
I sure hope you enjoyed the in-depth and in English tour of Ranthambore Fort. If you did, hit the like button, comment down below, and please subscribe to my travel channel.